proposed to Alfredo Maglione from the Trento Association of Industrialists in order to see together how hydrogen can contribute to the Trentino economy in the next 5 to 10 years. And I would like to hear about which sector specifically can benefit most from the adoption of hydrogen. Thank you. And please accept my regards also on behalf of the entire Association of Industrialists of Trento. I would like to congratulate you with the organization of this meeting today, which is so important in order to raise awareness about hydrogen. I would like to dwell for a moment on the timeline and also on the various industrial sectors in Trentino that are moving towards hydrogen. So timeline, first and foremost. We basically observed 3 periods in relation to the deployment of hydrogen in Trentino, in the province of Trento. Until a few years ago, there was a very limited number of businesses actively working for and with hydrogen. Solidaire was one of the pioneers in this respect, and I see that there is a representative of that organization here in the hall. Then my group, Opto-It, started working on hydrogen sensing, but the number was very limited. Then, thanks to the National Recovery and Resilience Plan, a higher number of businesses got involved and interested. It envisaged a 100% funding, and that, of course, paved the way for the involvement of other businesses, and IBM Group and also others did present projects thanks to that. Now, in the past months, we have had a third stage, so to say, in relation to the large area hydrogen valley, which is projects coming from the EU that are boosting the sector. And I also think of the report by Mr. Draghi on competitiveness, a recent contribution that identified a number of very specific elements as drivers of the economy in Europe, and hydrogen was mentioned specifically. So you must know that at our organization, we worked together with the FBK for 1 year or so to push forward the large hydrogen area project and strategy. It was not easy. It has not been easy because hydrogen to date is not convenient in economic terms. Of course, businesses have to make ends meet. They need to be very careful when considering the economic aspects of projects. And so it is not easy to take on board hydrogen, not yet. But there was a moment a few weeks ago when we had as many as 30 businesses belonging to the Organization of Industrialists of Trento participating in a meeting about the large area hydrogen valley. And that makes us hopeful. This covers a whole series all the way up to Bavaria. We have A22, the motorway, Dolomiti Energia, among the big players, but also many smaller businesses. And basically all these 30 participants confirmed their interest in the sector. So you asked about sectors which might benefit most from this emerging technology. Well, indeed, the mobility sector is the first one that comes to mind, transport. And clearly, we have, for instance, the A22 Brenner motorway, which is well advanced in this respect. They have their own hydrogen system. and in the investment plan that they made for the forthcoming years for 9 billion euros. And that also envisages to have several installations along the entire motorway to store and distribute hydrogen. Infrastructure, of course, is a very important topic, and that goes not only for the distribution network, but also availability in general. And the mobility system is very interested in this. Indeed, trucks are increasingly considering hydrogen as an interesting technology for them for the future. Because there are a number of features in terms of conversion efficiency, for instance, which is better than hydrocarbons, less than electricity, but still very interesting. Then there is another sector which comes to mind in terms of the involvement of businesses, and I think of energy-intensive businesses and companies in the field of chemistry, of steel mills, high-temperature production using either hydrogen as a raw material or as a replacement for natural gas. So that is the second sector which is moving faster than others, also in Trentino, towards hydrogen. And then I would also like to go back to what I said, we said at the beginning. We have seen by now that the entire supply chain of hydrogen, from the production of electrolyzers, storage, transport, and usage, is becoming more and more interesting. Our large area, Hydrogen Valley, involves 30 businesses, as I said, not only from the specific sectors I mentioned, but in general from all sectors, which means that we expect a very broad participant, the intent being that of networking, of creating supply chains. The very program of the Association of Industrialists here in the province works for open innovation, for networking, and for a supply chain approach. Thank you very much. Thank you, Alfredo. Thanks to all the speakers, whom I believe really gave a very interesting overview of Trentino in relation to hydrogen. You have understood that being in Trentino can be a value added. I would like to thank Leonora and Ilaria for what they did in organizing this panel. Thank you also for your help with drafting the questions. And I must tell you that we are very, very punctual. We are even 1 minute early. Sarah, the timekeeper, has been wonderful in telling us about the time that we had, and